From the center of the universe, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is the SDM Show with your host, Rob Cairns. The SDM Show focuses on business, life, productivity, digital marketing, WordPress, and more. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Here is Rob.
Hey everybody, Rob Cairns here. I'm the founder, CEO, and Chief Digital Strategist at Stunning Digital Marketing. In today's show, Laine Naida joins us, and my good friend Warren's going to talk about performance and SEO. Sit back, relax, enjoy the SDM show is brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, the digital marketing concierge that helps you put all your marketing pieces together. We are your marketing experts. We are also your WordPress security experts and know how to lock down a website and protect yourself from bad actors. So contact us at Stunning Digital Marketing today.
Hey there, it's Warren, and it's time for another of our monthly tips on SEO. If you're a first-time listener or viewer to Rob's Stunning Marketing Podcast, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, then good to see you again. Like always, still and forever, you can connect with me on Twitter X. It's Warren L. Naida. And otherwise, you can Google me. So, I wanted to talk this month about how our performance, our website performance affects our SEO. And we talked about this at the beginning of the year. We talked about how your CMS, your shop platform, your website platform, how that really contributes to your SEO. But that was 6 months ago, and a lot's happened since then. Anyway, wanted to sort of circle back on this and talk really about website performance beyond the CMS. So how does our UX, how does mobile, how does everything on top of our CMS affect being found? So, I think everyone who has a website, it's mobile. I'm going to say it's mobile. I'm going to assume you're using structured data, so schema markup. And I'm assuming that your UX for you and obviously for your customers is extremely important, and because without that you're really not going to get the conversions that you're looking for. And I think whether you like it or not, all of these factors are going to affect your being found. And SEO is really no longer about keywords. Platforms, yes, but I think we've definitely seen over the last few months the growing importance of understanding zero-click search, of understanding social commerce, of understanding how much or how little our websites play in that first visit. Websites extremely important for conversions, but I don't think many of us are being discovered via our website. So let's look at some of these topics when it comes to performance. It's really more than page speed. Often, we think performance is page speed. Even in Core Vitals, performance, it's page speed. But performance, as I said, we're talking mobile friendly or mobile agnostic. We're talking accessibility. We're talking engagement signals, structured data, and most important, our success and conversions. So, let's not obsess too much about our lighthouse speed, and let's not obsess too much about our CMS, okay? Because that's just one part of the picture. So I think it's clear, Google transformed to mobile first indexing a long time ago. I think most of us have transformed to mobile first. We're using mobile much more than our desktop. So if we're looking at performance specifically for mobile, then we know that a slow mobile speed is going to affect our bounce rate. If we have a problem with our button placement, that's going to affect our engagement. If it's not scrolling, horizontal and mobile, vertical, and maybe even diagonal. I've seen some of that lately. This is, sends bad user signals. So I think we should make sure, take a look again that our mobile is working, prioritize our tap targets, prioritize the type of information that's there, and what we really expect people to be doing on mobile, because that's going to affect our ability to be found, and for people to share the good or bad experience they've had. Structured data, this is really, we call this silent SEO booster. Often it's overlooked, or it's built into a plugin and we don't really take a look at it. Structured data is very important. It helps Google and Bing understand the content type, ratings, availability, FAQs, breadcrumbs, so much more. Our content can still rank without it, but we're not going to get those rich results. We're not going to, to give as much information as we can to Google and Bing. I think this is very important. This is going to increase our click-through rate. It's going to enhance our visibility, and certainly it will go a way for providing voice search and help with other AI compatibility. So that's the second point. If you're not looking under the hood at your structured data, then take a look and see exactly what is there and what's missing and what you can do to improve your SEO with that. User experience, I don't know. I think it's beyond a design issue. It could be a ranking signal. Some people say it's Google's not so secret ranking factor. I'm not so sure, but even if it isn't, user experience is really important. So, anytime we want to serve pages that satisfy the user's search intent, we shouldn't confuse people. It should be very clear when they land, okay, here is what you were looking for. And there's none of those sorts of UX killers on our site, pop-ups, bad content hierarchy, confusing navigation, no clear call to actions. These are going to kill our user experience. And a good user experience, this is going to lower our bounce rate. It's going to give us higher engagement time, and in the end, it's going to give us more conversions. So, if Google is interpreting UX as this page delivers what the person wants, this has got to boost our ranking. So I think the UX is a very important performance factor. The performance that really matters, however, is our conversions. It's not just traffic. We're looking for action. So if we're not converting our visitors, then SEO itself becomes a vanity metric. I don't care that you've had 2 million impressions and 300,000 clicks this month. I'm more interested in how much have you sold? That's really at the end of the day. My banker is not interested in how many impressions or clicks or how many friends I have on social media. Sales. Okay. So if we're not converting visitors, this is going to be a problem. So, a lot of things that can go to affecting our conversion. If the forms are confusing or not functioning, especially on mobile, if we don't have those trust signals, if the process is too long, short funnel, one click, we don't need to click 7 times, 3 times maybe, but we don't need to keep clicking. So I think if we want to lower our bounce rates, we want to send those signals to Google and Bing that we've got a useful website. Make sure our content matches the intent of the people who are landing there. All right. Google sees that probably, who knows, that if you click on the link and you stay on site and you complete tasks, especially if you're connecting this with Google Ads, then hopefully we're going to be rewarded accordingly. We see. AI, no one's, people aren't talking enough about AI. So, AI powered search, I think this is really, if you're not there, this is a problem because, from what everyone is hearing is that organic clicks are down 30-40%. So, we've got to be visible in AI search. You've got to chunk our content. We've got to have summarized answers. We've got to have contextual linking. We've got to have really high quality UX copy. If our site isn't performing well for AI agents, you're gonna lose out on any visibility at all. I don't think many of us are Googling or Binging or Yahooing or whatever as we're doing for informational search, and that's like 80% of the pie. So this is really important that we focus on this. So yeah, I think to wrap up the points that are really important that you have to ask yourself and make this part of a regular monthly audit is my website mobile friendly, and not just it's responsive, but if I'm using a mobile device to fulfill a task, is it easy? Am I enjoying this experience? If the answer is no, then that's something we work on. Are you using schema markup, so structured data? It's out of the box in Yoast, Rank Math, all-in-one SEO. This is fine, and it's there. But have we touched it? Have we seen it? Have we understood exactly what is visible? And are we using this to the best of our abilities? Okay. So that would be the second thing. Is when the people are on your website, is their journey clear? So is our journey clear? Getting the people to our site, is it clear why we have them on our website? And when they are there, are they able to fulfill tasks properly? Are we encouraging them to fulfill tasks? And then finally, the most important thing is, are people taking action? What are people doing when they're on your site? And is this of benefit to SEO? And I'm gonna put in there certainly off-page SEO, specifically social media, because if people are happy, then they're going to share this experience on social media, and that's going to get you more qualified visits than someone doom scrolling for the right answers to their keyword and then clicking on your website, because your content, your experience has been validated by people who others trust. And so yes, if you're not sure, and you should be sure, and if not, you should be doing a monthly check, is test, measure, and optimize. Okay. Your website has got to serve, it's got to convert, and it's got to communicate. All right. Ranking, okay? So ranking's nice. A functional website that is helping people is nicer. So we'll see you next month, and join me on social media. Let's get into a conversation, and you have a great month. Bye-bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, your digital marketing concierge to help the business owner put all his pieces together, whether it's email marketing, WordPress security, WordPress design and development, PPC, and more. Text Stunning Digital Marketing for all your digital marketing needs today. A very special thank you to Warren for joining this edition of the SDM Show. The SEM show is dedicated to my late father, Bruce Cairns. Dad, I miss you very much every day. My mother, Ann Cairns, who's still doing really well and is an inspiration. And of course, Tiz Maroney. And Tiz, I know I've said it, but thank you so much for all the inspiration you give me every day.